Hello, this is Gran Turismo 5 in the emulator RPCS3 in Windows. Oh, those are the white dots. So there was this bug about white dots. If you ran the game at 1080p, and it looks like that is still... Maybe that's what that is. What if I turn off... Hey. You're still there. What if I turn off... This is, did I mention this is running in the emulator RPCS3 Windows? Yeah, I did. Shoot. Don't have... how do I get the... Dang habit. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh no, up and down. Oh, I have a controller. Let's see. Video. That's all I get. Arg. Okay, that sucks. Let's see here. Let's take this a little farther. See if that happens like in a race. Somewhat to my surprise, my first video, the previous one that I made of this game, did not get any like music copyright claims, so that's cool. Whoa. I'm not seeing a whole lot of anti-aliasing going on here. Okay, I'm not getting any dots. Did I turn AA off? Sure doesn't look like it's on. I wonder if they broke it again. So the thing is, in the previous episode, I was getting these big black triangles and vertical lines over the background of some of the menus, like the main menu and the pre-race menu. And it turned out that was a problem with the anti-aliasing on Nvidia cards. So if you turned off AA in the emulator, those problems would have gone away. You just wouldn't have gotten any anti-aliasing. And if you were running on not an Nvidia graphics card, you wouldn't have seen that problem. So that had started occurring only actually a couple days before I tried to play the game. Some kind of change to the rendering pipeline they made. So their graphics guru KD11, I reported the problem. Their graphics guru KD11, he realized what the deal was and he fixed it like the next day. Or they fixed it the next day. I don't know if KD11's a dude. So that was cool. So it's fixed. But now there's that white dot thing, which has been mentioned as a problem. It's on their wiki page, actually. Let me go look and see what their wiki page says exactly about white dots. And I thought they linked to the problem, to the GitHub bug entry. Let's see. RPCS3. There it is. Okay, the RPCS3 entry for Gran Turismo 5, and I think the white dots thing happens. It's actually a grid of white squares, so maybe it's not the same thing. Yeah, there's this old-ish issue or bug entry, and this is mentioned on their the RPCS3 wiki page for Gran Turismo 5. White dots in 1920 by 1080 default resolution. Blinking white dots appear on screen when default resolution is set to 1920 by 1080. It does not happen during races, only replays pre-race screens and menus. Fixed by strict rendering mode, but strict rendering mode gives you a performance hit, so that wouldn't be a great option. Let's see now what the actual GitHub issue says. Yeah, that's the issue. There's a screenshot of it there. And that dates from May 2023. Though, and the description says this issue has been present ever since GT5 became in-game many years ago. Blinking white dots arranged in vertical lines. That's not a great description, but okay. Only appears when selecting 1920 by 1080 resolution with the default resolution drop-down menu in RPCS3. There's an update that says by somebody else that says this is fixed by strict rendering mode. Apparently it looks different on different Nvidia GPUs. They're asked to retest it by KD11, the main engine developer, graphics developer. Oh. And then it was closed due to inactivity. Gosh dang it. It took me like at least half a day to document the bug for the problem with the big black stuff that was happening in the menus. And now I'm gonna have to enter a new bug. I'm gonna have to do it again because the bug entry was closed, even though it's not actually fixed. Remember to check whether strict mode fixes the problem. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to quit and start up so that I have full access to the menus, because I'm running this directly from a shortcut, and that does not let me get the full RPCS3 options, so hopefully this will not screw up my recording too much. Hello, game, I'm trying to exit you, thank you. Okay, so bear with me as I think you're probably staring at a black screen, which is pretty lame. That is the wrong, don't patch, don't, no. Okay, wrong install of RPCS3, I want this one. It's not still running, I killed it. Come on. Oh, there's something. RPCS3, why are you doing this to me now? I gotta open Task Manager. Oh, this is just a wrecking ball. Where is it? I don't see it. Oh no. I don't see it in Task Manager. Oh wait, there it was. You jerk. Die. Okay, I think I killed it. Okay, we're running it again. Okay, so I'm going to try turning off in the RPCS3 settings, setting anti-aliasing to disabled. Save that. Run the game. Now we gotta go through this mess. Marginally better than a black screen. Oh, I'm so annoyed because to document these bugs, they want you have to like trigger this debug recording thing and then zip that up when you find the problem. And it's just you have to try different settings. You have to regress. Actually, I wouldn't have to do regression on this because it's been a problem forever. So that's good. It was regression testing that took forever on the previous one because I went like to like at least a year ago of builds, and then 6 months ago, and then 3 months ago testing to find when the problem started, and it turned out it just started like 2 days before. Oh my gosh, that was the other problem with anti-aliasing. I'm starting to think this is similar, so I turned off anti-aliasing. Let's see if the dots reappear. Oh, the SPU cache. Is it going to do this every friggin' time? I didn't think it did have to do all that every time, but I guess that was wishful thinking. Of course, that's not the longest it can take. If you cleared all the caches, it would have to do a whole bunch of other stuff. Oh, so yeah, so I thought AA was completely busted, and then it got fixed with the KD11 fix to the big black polys in the background of the menus. But see, now here there isn't. Yeah, there's no AA because I turned it off. And no. Oh, there they are. So it's not an anti-aliasing thing. Okay, well, that's something, I guess. It's better than it looked like in the screenshots from the entry that was closed, the bug. Alright, well, so it's not AA, so let's try the strict rendering thing. I'll turn AA back on. Done GPU settings, anti-aliasing back to auto, and strict rendering mode is now checked. Just double check that is in fact. Okay. Okay. All right, so here we go again. This is with strict rendering mode. Oh, the excitement. I actually did have some gameplay things I wanted to do, but no, I have to do more bug testing. I used to get paid to do bug testing. I didn't want to have to do it when I'm trying to play games, but nobody else bothers. It's irritating. I mean, the graphics guy for the emulator comes into your bug and says, can somebody please retest this? It's been a while. And nothing. Nobody did anything. There were at least 3 people who should have been seeing that request. None of them did anything. I mean, I guess that's not surprising. People go and do other stuff after years go by, but dang it. I don't know how much performance you lose in strict rendering mode. Probably not like a ton. Oh, there's another change I made that actually helps a lot that I will have to remember to talk about. And you would have noticed it if you were paying close attention. So there's the AA like on the top of that wall on the upper right there. You can see there's sort of blurry effect. It's not the best AA. It's kind of chunky and weird. It's like low res AA, which you would think kind of defeats the purpose. But yeah, so that speckly effect is gone. What does strict rendering mode say exactly? Might result in degraded performance in some games. Can resolve rare cases of missing graphics and filtering. If unsure, don't use this option. Enforces strict compliance to the API specification. Well, I guess I'm just gonna try leaving it on. Let's see. I mean, I'm sure it's not gonna be hugely different. Like, I can probably enable I mean, it's at 60 frames here, which, you know, that's in the menu. I don't know. I guess I'll leave it on for now. Okay. I'm still gonna have to file a bug about it. Okay, so the other thing the other change I made that fixed some problems I was noticing or experiencing was that when you run the game, it asks if you want to do a file install off the Blu-ray, and you know, you're thinking, well, this is all running off my hard drive into the emulator, so that shouldn't matter, right? But and I also I had toggled this option stop installation on so that it wouldn't like trickle install in the background. But then I thought, well, I wonder if that would help, because what I was running into was a big chunk of stuttering and weird graphical warping and crazy stuff going on when I would start a race in a new area, because it was RPCS3 was having to compile all these shaders and all that junk it does, you know, the first time I raced in a new track or whatever. So I thought, well, let me try doing this pre-install main game data, because you can only come here and do that data install by clicking on this. So I did that, and that fixed that problem. So you notice when I started that race, there wasn't a whole lot of crazy warping and stuttering and stuff, because that would basically meant that you had to run a race, and that race was just trash because it was like caching the entire race and stuttering, and it gradually would get better as you did a couple of laps, and then you could run a pretty decent race after that. We can see how much it installed. I think it's 5 some gigs. So it's basically doubling data, because, you know, you basically, when you're the rip of the game I made is already on my hard drive, and now it's just copied some of that into a secondary file that's also on my hard drive. So you wouldn't have thought that would have done much, but it actually does help a lot. Total size of the installed files was 5.4 quadrilobytes, gigabytes. So yeah. So anyway, that's the other thing I did. So this should all be running better now, even though I have had to go into strict rendering mode, I guess. Maybe that'll fix all kinds of other little glitches that would have come up, who knows. So what did I want to try? Oh, one thing I wanted to try was so I've got one car that the game awarded me just for existing, and then I've got 51 cars I could get out of here that are DLC cars, because I used the GT5, a fan made a utility called GT5 Save Editor to you basically just unlock the DLC in your save file. It's weird. I am running, actually, this is Gran Turismo 5 XL Edition, which came with a voucher to get all the then current Gran Turismo 5 DLC, or most of it anyway. I'm not sure if there was some it left out, but But that voucher expired like a year after the release of XL Edition, so that was like 10 years ago. So I couldn't use that code. Actually, jeez, need water, sorry. Oh man. Yikes. Sorry. So, oh boy. Dry throat. So, what the hell? What, pardon my French and my coughing. So, yeah, so I used that to unlock the DLC. I guess I could try that code now, because I did update my jailbroken PS3 to the latest Sony firmware release, well, to a cracked version of it, 4.92, so I could try that voucher now. It'll just say it's expired, of course. Okay, so I was wondering though, so I've got my 86 GT 12 car. Now, if I wanted to tune that, I would go in here. Thanks. Derp barrel. Where's the tires? So I just wanted to see. So I don't have. I have hard sports tires for it, and that's it. But I think I can race it in arcade mode if I designate it as a favorite. I kind of not sure how I do that, but okay. Okay, so now it's a favorite. Yes, you would think they put like a little star or heart on it or something. Anyway, now it's a favorite. So now, let's go to arcade mode. That was a GT 12 something. Is that performance mode? No, maybe not. Okay, I forget what it was. GT blah blah 86 GT12, okay, which I don't think is normally in arcade mode. So there it is. If you look under arcade only, pretty sure it's not here. I think this is running slower. I'm going to turn that strict rendering mode off. I don't care about dots as much as I do about potentially losing performance. I don't know if I would technically have to restart to get it to matter. Okay, so I'm unchecking strict rendering mode. So it looks like that just makes it so you can't, well, it makes it so you can't change some of the GPU settings. Like you can't change an isotropic filter when you have strict rendering mode on. You can't change the resolution scale. It probably does some other stuff, so. Okay, so I think that is disabled now. Checking, it is. But I don't know if it's gonna still be doing it until I restart. This is still running pretty bad. Okay, so God, I'm having all kinds of throat trouble at the moment. Darn it. Why is that all white? That's weird. So, what kind of tires is this gonna have? Because the only tires I actually own for it are Sports Hard, I think it was, right? If I go into, was it settings? That was a lot more involved than I thought it was going to be. Wait a second. But you can actually do way more tuning than I thought. Here, can't you? Oh no, see, these are the components that I... let me see that again. Yeah, okay. So I don't think I want to race my favorites because I would have to tune them up and stuff, whereas if you're just sticking with the, yeah, if you're just using the normal arcade cars, you can change like all the stuff, like all the tires and all that. Although that makes me wonder... Oh yeah, see, I don't think that other tuning option was there if you pick an arcade car, right? Like and I do this Honda. Well, possibly you can't change much on this Honda anyway. Let's take a more standard tech car. Skyline. Ah, that's like a custom. Well, these are all like customs. I think it would let you definitely edit some of these, right? There's that other GT. I must have passed it already. Yeah, it doesn't let you. So if you bring in one of your cars, you only have the components that you've actually bought for it. Okay, so yeah, I'll just stick with the arcade cars. Let's see if those sparkles are back on the main menu, or if I'm gonna have to restart to get out of strict rendering mode. Of course, it's gonna run a different background now. I'm not 100% sure the sparkles would happen with this background. I'm not getting sparkles, so I think I'm gonna restart to make sure that strict rendering mode is out. And we're going to have to do all the caching business, or at least some of it. Oh, it doesn't want to run again. Come on. Thank you. I just can't click. Yeah, when KD11 was testing this fix, although maybe they still didn't have an Nvidia card that they tested it on. Oh, they must have. They've got like I mean, they set up a Patreon explicitly so that KD11 would have, you know, different PC hardware to test emulator settings on. I gotta have an Nvidia card somewhere. Kind of would have needed to make sure that it, you know, the change he was making was doing stuff, right? Well, because they didn't wait for me to confirm it, they just closed my bug when they knew they'd fixed it. So you would have thought a year ago that they could have retested it themselves. I mean, KD11, but I guess they had a lot more pressing things to do than retest other people's old bugs. Because I guess when you're retesting somebody's bugs, you're never sure you're doing exactly what they were doing, or, you know, you've got a different hardware somehow, or configuration settings for it. Well, so this background doesn't get the sparkles anyway. Let me triple check and make sure that I disabled. See, that's what I was afraid of, because not all the backgrounds are going to show the sparkles. Yeah, strict rendering mode is off. Oh wait, there was a little sparkle there, maybe? Let's sit through a couple of backgrounds and see if it comes back. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely a thing. I'll just have to try to test it after stopping recording and capture a friggin' engine thing file to file a bug with. Oh. So, I want to do an arcade mode. Arcade mode's also got these time trial things, which is fun. You can race your ghost car and stuff. Let's go, you know, I was talking last time about like, oh no, it's too easy, but then I remembered I was racing on beginner because I'd done a race on B level and got trounced. I did kind of want to see a kart stage. Okay, this is just a simplified version. Let's go kart. Well, I gotta unfavorite that. I mean, I think I could also, like, use that save editor to give myself, like, millions of credits or whatever and just buy all the components for all of these cars and buy all the cars for that matter, but I don't really want to do that. Maybe someday I want to actually play the career mode. I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to do all that tuning stuff. Pretty groovy background video stuff, you gotta say. Okay. Okay. It's not the best confirmation there, or lack of confirmation, but okay. More favorites. Let's do a kart race. So, oh, Junior. Let's go for the big boy. Am I going to be able to handle this power? See, I'm not getting sparkles on these pre-race menus. So the problem might be better than it used to be. I don't know. I mean, this isn't, you know, the newest of the new, most powerful Nvidia GPUs that I have. It's a 5 to 6 year old mid-range gaming laptop. Oh, look at this. This is kind of sweet little view. That was a terrible corner. This putt-putt engine sound. See, I'm kind of wondering if I want to turn anti-aliasing off. Because I did kind of like how sparkly and jaggy it was when it was busted. Yeah, when I played before. There is a little AA going on, but it is kind of this lumpy AA. And I kind of like pixels, you know. I don't know. I guess it's okay. Actually, I wonder if I can turn that off on the fly. Let's try that. Change custom config. GPU anti-aliasing disabled. Apply, save custom config. I'll come back here and unpause. Oh yeah, there's dancing pixels in the upper left there under that light loop over the track. I don't think those were there before. Let's turn it back on, see if those are there. I didn't pause the emulator, so now it's slow to change setting. Okay. Apply. Save config. No, those are still there. Well, yeah. I'm gonna turn it back off. Oh man, I should have paused the emulator. I can barely move the mouse pointer. Okay, now I gotta double check that it's changed because I'm paranoid. The mouse is getting jerkier. This is exciting coverage. Okay. Okay, so I turned AA off, but I'm not sure. So now I'm hitting the R button. I think AA is still going in the game here. It's a really short race, but I guess it's a tiny track. Okay, well, I'm going to restart because I want to do it without AA. I didn't mean to do all this testing, really. Well, I was going to check this AA thing, I suppose. Okay. Come on, emulator. Check that again. Yes, it's disabled. Okay, here we go. Be happy when I don't have to do more testing. I just wanted to play a game. I just wanted to play a fun racing game. Oh. I mean, I could have been playing this on my actual PS3, but that's boring. Also, I don't want to be stuck on proprietary hardware anymore, you know? It's bogus. Link 'em. Link 'em and stink 'em and let me play my game that I ripped. Oh, there's still this thing. Well, one thing that was nice that I hadn't realized was that once you're on the custom firmware, when they update the custom firmware, this is the evil Matt CFW, aka custom firmware. I was on 4.91, and instead of having to do like a whole thing of recracking, it's this whole long process, all you gotta do is get their updated cracked custom firmware and just put that on a USB, put the USB in your PS3 and select, you know, update from media drive, and it updates. Although first you do have to enable the custom firmware's debug mode, which involves highlighting the network setting and like pushing like 5 different buttons on the controller at once after you've told it to activate debug mode, and that's kind of weird. But once you do that, then you can just update from the USB stick, which is pretty sweet. Okay, that's on the actual PS3. I mean, there's some sparkles for us. So, I mean, anti-aliasing or aliasing sparkles, but not getting that white grid of sparkly dots thing on this background either. Watch it go. Okay, let's see what this looks like with AA off. Watch it go. I can't skip that. It's doing a little shader compiling. I wonder if that's because I turned AA off and it's got to recompile for no AA. But it's pretty smooth at the moment, even though it says it's still compiling. The sound skips a little while it's doing that. Well, in a race, the difference between having AA on and not on is pretty minimal. I don't think they had much horsepower left for a whole lot of actual anti-aliasing in the game on the PS3 hardware, you know. In fact, I could almost swear that it's still doing some anti-aliasing. There's something weird about the edges. There's definitely just like swimming and cavorting pixels in like the dark gray of the ceiling space. You can see that's weird. There is anti-aliasing is not turning off in the race. I'm not sure if it's supposed to. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what setting anti-aliasing to disable is technically supposed to do. Is that some different kind of anti-aliasing? Because this is like the game's own anti-aliasing, I suppose. Instead of the engine's anti-aliasing, instead of RPCS3's anti-aliasing. I guess that must be what that means, right? So I've turned off RPCS3's anti-aliasing, which did make the menu background look more sparkly. But the game is still doing its own built-in anti-aliasing in the race, which it wasn't doing when... Yeah, I don't know, I'm confused now. Well, that was a different track, though. Let's go back to that track that I... So last time... I specifically was looking at this when in the previous build when anti-aliasing for Nvidia cards was definitely broken, as I found out later from KT11. I was racing in Tokyo 246. R246. Was I using the Zonda? I think I was using something else. Let's take a skyline. So when I was racing this in the build where Nvidia's anti-aliasing on Nvidia cards definitely was busted for the emulator, there was definitely, like, you couldn't see any type of AA going on in the race itself. But come to think of it, I'm starting to think that's just the game itself is scaling back on the anti-aliasing effect. No, it's not. There's aliasing going on here. Okay. Maybe I should just go back to that busted build, because I don't like the game's aliasing effect. Or, well, I'll have to put a bug in. Because when anti-aliasing for Nvidia cards was broken in that build that I ran last time, there was no anti-aliasing effect at all. So obviously the emulator can affect it. But now that I've disabled it in this build where KD11 has anti-aliasing working, I can't turn that anti-aliasing effect off by turning off the AA setting. So that's a bug. Can't turn anti-aliasing effect off. Sigh. I mean, because it's still chunky looking, but it's like smooth chunky. It's gross. This is distressing me. Alright. Well, this is turned into a disaster. Oh, I have to go file bugs. See, there's no anti-aliasing going on here. But I think that's because it's a replay or something. I think replays like run at 30 FPS in the game anyway. I guess, I don't know, I guess because it figures it had to show more polys from all these cards. I don't know. I guess the only other thing I want to do now then is, since I can't just chill out and race because I worry about these and filing these dumb bugs. Just one thing I want to do is look at maybe one or two world circuit tracks. I guess I'm kind of also curious about the dirt and snow tracks. Like, do I actually like any of these? Could I like any of these? Because mostly I like the city tracks. And of course there's the course creator thing, which I'll have to try messing with at some point. I was trying one of these world circuits. Well, there's also these tracks, which are kind of like imitation world circuit tracks, really. I remember capering. That's got some kind of interesting, like that loop in the upper right you can see of the thumbnail. Kind of interesting stuff, but overall they're still really bland looking. That's got a little loop. So like world circuits are supposed to be, real tracks, but they're also boring looking areas. I guess this one's got a little exciting fog. Monza and all that stuff. Monza weather change. Suzuka Circuit de la Sarthe. That's just a big old jaggedy loop. Nürburgring. There's parts of Nürburgring that are kind of fun. There's tiny versions of Nürburgring. Fuji. Suzuka. Don't really remember all of these. I think I remember kind of hating Daytona. Top tier test track. So they don't have reverse versions of these. That's interesting. I don't know, let's just do this. I'm not gonna like it, so I'm not sure why I'm doing it. Well, give me some kind of riced out thing here. Is riced out? Why is that like kind of a derogatory term? It sounds derogatory, I should. I shouldn't try to use slang. I sound even stupider than normal. Oh man, here's some slight warping and weird stuff. Yeah, I hate this aliasing effect. I want to turn it off real bad. I might just have to go back to that busted bill to get my jaggies back. I can't even think. I hate this blurring. Or is it? No, it's not running at 720 because like the HUD is sharp. That's 1080p. But this aliasing is making it look like it's running at 720 or something, and it just looks awful. Well, I'll file a bug, and if it turns out that I can't actually, like I'm not supposed to be able to turn off the game's AA, then I guess I'll just have to stick with that build with the busted AA forever, because I don't like it like this. I guess this track's okay. suppose it's just like, I like not having to worry about doing tuning. Like, I'm not even bothering with putting racing soft tires on, you know? Just let me pick a car and go. So I definitely don't feel like doing any kind of career mode in this state of mind. Alright, well, I'm just gonna have to go. I can't chill out now. I gotta go file these bugs. So, bug one is that speckling effect does still happen sometimes. Whoa, that was a crash. Sheesh. That's a known crash, I think. I may have to recheck that. If that bug got closed. Doesn't happen very often, so if you wanted to do a capture of it, that would be a pain in the wampus. They probably wouldn't really accept a bug entry that didn't have a capture of the crash. I mean, a debug mode capture, whatever they call that. You activate this certain type of recording. Now it's recording technical replays that can supposedly be loaded back up in a debug version of the emulator or something, so they could actually debug it. I think that's what it's for. It's a pain to capture, though, especially when it's a low reproduction rate thing like that. What was I coming back in here to do? Was I just annoyed? Oh, I wanted to see if the sparkles... So it's not giving me the background where they were showing up. It was that kind of, you know, like ruins of an old church or something. I don't know, let's just let this run for a while and see if we get anything. Maybe it was to do, but I did see it when I turned AA off before, but I had restarted. Right? Don't make me turn AA back on and restart. See, AA does turn off for the main menu, but during a race it doesn't. So that's definitely a bug. I wonder if there's a key that makes it shift scenes or something. Oh, wait. Demo? Oh no, that's like a driving demo. I turned that off. Yeah, maybe it was just that one background. Well, I saw screenshots of a couple different scenes that from the original bug entry. They were like showrooms or interiors of some kind of like car facility of some kind. I'm not going to be able to get a repro of it in that one background, though. That's irksome. Like, I think maybe these are tied to time of day somehow. That can't be right. Well, I mean, it could. Like, it's not showing me daylight scenes now, right? That last one was at night. This is in a, little model world without an actual sky. Actual simulated sky. Go to the next scene. This is such an exciting video. Thanks everybody for watching me growling at stupid technical issues, or lack thereof. I mean, at this point, it's a pretty minor issue unless you were in some kind of thing where it was constantly showing, well, it would still be a minor issue. It's showing you a scene that does have that sparkle problem because it's just not doing it for me right now. But when I was first running this, even before I started recording, it was always starting me on that sort of, old church ruins scene. Come on, Yamu, whatever. Change the scene for me. I know you can hear me. Even though this is running in an emulator, not on your custom hardware. I know you're watching me. At Digital Polyphony headquarters. Watching me through my PS4 that's in sleep mode. It's just looping this thing now, man. What if I, go to GT mode and come back? Okay. No sparkles. Well, here's a daylight scene. Was that a sparkle? No. Well, heck. Maybe it was anti-aliasing. Oh, no. There were some sparkles. On the right-hand side, lower right corner, occasional little sparkles. Yeah, just a few. So I guess I just don't get the problem super bad, but it's still there. Okay, well, I know how to reproduce it now, so I guess I'll go report this bug. And also, bug number 2, that the AA setting is not actually setting the RPCS3's AA setting to disabled, does not actually disable it in races. Whereas when AA on Nvidia cards was busted, it was definitely not doing anti-aliasing in races. And it's not doing anti-aliasing here, I don't think, when AA is turned off. Okay, well, thanks for watching. It's just another bug session in Gran Turismo 5 running in RPCS3. See you later. Maybe they'll fix some of this stuff. I don't know. I guess this, the white square sparkles thing has been going on for a long time, apparently. See you later. Bye-bye.